Hello guys and welcome. Today we have two trading strategies again for you and only. So don't forget to watch this video till the end, because at the end I'm gonna share with the part of my profit and share this video with your friends so you can increase your chances. Let's begin trading on binary options. So we on a broker. I have analyzed and selected all currency pairs. You may see on my balance $709. We're gonna start with this amount. Today we trade on the OTC market, so all currency pairs can give us a more than usual, percentage of payments. So for today's trading, I selected the first strategy with next settings such as alligator and fractal. These two trend indicators come with default settings, and as usual in most cases I do CCI isolator with a period of 10, of course. We will be guided by the trend because of the OTC. Also look for local highs and lows and navigate by risk of oversold and overbought. So yep, actually let's get started. I'll start with the half of my balance, as you can see. So let's select the first currency pair and let's proceed. Alright, I will most likely open long position here. Probably should have opened a little earlier, but in general a good entry point. Alright, but not a very pleasant opening level. So the entry logic itself, it's extremely clear, guys. Let me explain it. We have upward dynamics. There was a slight pullback and I saw a prerequisite for further upward movement. We have the moving line has not crossed the overbought area, right? And therefore the further dynamics of the movement in the next minute or two should actually go up. And in fact, let's look at the results. Let's just wait. Let me just correct the amount, and we have 8 seconds. The first position gonna be negative. That's why I immediately open a second deal. This level is more than satisfactory for me. Alright. Good rollback and dynamics has already occurred. We saw earlier that there was a fairly strong price correction. And in general, I think the dynamics of the movement are now, in any case, should go up. So let's look at the results again. Our logic remains absolutely the same. We have 25 seconds. Alright, and our second position is in plus. In the end we had an upward move, as you saw. The candle showed green and our position was closed with a plus, of course. So in fact, as I said, there was nothing complicated here. I will change the amount of the deal value, right? But the timing, yeah, made a bad things to us, but it's not the problem. It's trading, it's alright. That's why I traded with a half of my balance. So let me select the next currency pair. Alright, here long position, guys, against the trend, direction of the trend. In fact, I think that the price is now turning around and it acquires a recovery stage. We previously showed a very strong price correction, then after updating the local price minimum, the movement went up, and the moving lines of the alligator also showed us this was shown, and after this pullback, price pullback, it's not very big, but in general, right, this pullback is enough. I think that we should still have a continuation of upward dynamics here. Let's look at the results. By the way, we didn't cross the overbought area of the oscillator here, so let's see. And of course our position is in profits. That's great, that's cool. In general, there was also a fairly simple entry here. Let me change the amount of the value. Let's put down 660 and open two positions, almost the entire amount of our balance. So let's actually get started and select the next currency pair. Alright, again, long position, two long positions for long. That's why they're long. Here the situation is similar as in the last trade, guys. Earlier we also saw a very strong downward trend, and most likely now we will have a trend turn around. The alligator moving lines also show us this. So here we see such a small smooth reversal. In this area we had a flat movement dynamics, alright, a small area of consolidation formed. Also here we see the intersection of moving lines, which show the dynamics of upward movement. There was previously a small price pullback, which actually tells us that further dynamics should go up. And also, judging by the moving line of the oscillator, I can observe upward dynamics. And let's just wait a few seconds left. I guess without any problems our positions is on profits. You see, the strategy is quite easy. So excellent strategy, right? All long positions, but it's not the problem. I guess let's move to the second one. Let me just withdraw the money. Let's fix this profit and then move to the second strategy, because we for today have two strategies, if you remember. Alright, withdrawal is complete. Let's proceed to the next strategy. Okay guys, let's proceed to the second strategy. We gonna use next indicators such as the alligator and fractal when trading on 1 minute time frame. As previous, I prefer the default settings of this indicator, right? The same thing. I suggest to start trading. I'll show the strategy without SSI oscillator. So let's start with 750. Alright guys, let's open long position here in the direction of the upward trend. Perhaps I have chosen a not entirely favorable opening level here as before, but the entry logic is absolutely correct. For the dynamics, our movement should go up. We may be a little unlucky here, but in general I see the intersection of our moving average with the alligator, right? And also the formation of a new local minimum that has already occurred. And also I guess the local maximum should be forming, but perhaps the entry point here was not entirely correct on my part. As before, damn, I had to wait the price for price rollback, which 100% should happen here, and it's happening. Overall, most likely a deal. We didn't open well, yeah. And our first position, yep, is in minus. Alright, it's okay. Let's not be upset. As you can see, as I said before, our movement went up. In general, I opened the position correctly. I just didn't calculate it with the correct opening time. I will try to not do this in the third time, but let's continue. Alright, let's open short finally in the direction of the downward dynamics, of course, until I see the intersection of our moving averages. For the alligator in general, you know, a very stable movement, by the way. We previously had an upward dynamics, right? The global price maximum was updated here, somewhere at this level, and the trend changed its character. So we have more now downward dynamics prevail. Let's wait till the end. We have yeah, I'll tell you, 20 seconds. Alright, and second position is on profits. There was nothing complicated here as before, but right now is the opening time was correct, and also correct analysis of the indicators, right? That's why they showed us, so that's why it's led us to success. So let's continue. I'll leave amount as it is, and let's move to the next currency pair. Alright guys, let's open here short long position, I mean, in the direction of the rollback. so let's highlight the workspace. Finally, in our dynamics had previously acquired an upward character. Then we had a price rollback in this price corridor, and in general the dynamics of our movement began to recover. Here I see the intersection of moving averages from bottom to top. Then I see an update of the local minimum, guys, and the local maximum has not yet been updated, which means that the dynamics of our movement should go even higher, and in general that's why I opened for a long. So let's just wait. All right, great, and another one position in success. That's great, as I said, without any problem. So let's open another position to consolidate the result. I'll change the amount probably. We're already in a good enough profit. We can afford to open a deal for $1,000 for today. In fact, that's I'll do now. So let's continue and select the final currency pair. Alright, I'll probably open here a long position again. Perhaps the dynamics of the moment will not be too impulsive. In general, they could open a deal, we could open a deal at more favorable level. The candlestick gave us an upward impulse, so let's take a look where the dynamics of movement will go. Let me know in the comments if you know. In general, the entry logic is absolutely the same, guys, as in the last position. That is updating the local minimum, crossing and restorative price dynamics now prevail in our chart. So here the most favorable way would be to open again along the trend. We have the majority of the trend. Cases were rising, so let's watch the result of this transaction. And of course, we are in the profits. That's great, without any problems, guys. The strategy is perfect, excellent trading for today. Second strategy, not. I mean, it's like the same, the previous one. They are all too, they good. So you must try it on. Let's move to the conclusion. Let's fix another profit, and that's gonna be good. Alright, continue button, and we're done. Okay, great, guys. Don't forget to try the strategies. Let me know in the comments which one you like more. And of course, don't forget about likes, comments, and subscriptions to my YouTube and Telegram channel, where you may find link below in the description, of course. So waiting for you there. We have a lot of signals and strategies in that group. Have a good market. Bye bye.